Hello friends, this is Node Chat application tutorial series with MongoDB Database. And in this part, we will show you how to send chat request to other user under this chat application. In previous part, we have already learned how to search user data and display on web page with send request button. Now in this part, when we have click on send request button, then chat request will be sent to particular user. So for this, we have goes to chat.html file, and under this, we have goes to JavaScript code part. And here, we have make a synchronous callback function with name send request. And with two argument like element variable and receiver user ID variable. Under this function, first we want to disable send request button, so here we have to write element variable dot disabled property is equal to true, so it will disable send chat request button. After this, we have to write form data variable is equal to JavaScript object. In first key, we have to write receiver user ID, and in value, we have to write receiver user ID variable. In second key, we have to write sender user ID, and in value, we have to write user data.id. So here, we have store chat request sender user ID, and chat request receiver user ID data, under this form data variable. Now for send request to server, so here, we have to write constant response variable is equal to await keyword, with fetch method, with two parameter. In first parameter, we have to write /send request route's name, and in second parameter, we have to define different option for send fetch API request. In first option, we have to write method, and here, we have to write post, so it will use post method for send data. In second option, we have to write headers, and here, we have set content type to JSON format. In third option, we have to write body, and here, we have to write JSON.stringify function. And under this, we have to write form data variable, so it will convert data into JSON, and send with fetch API request. Now we want to pass the JSON response, so here we have to write constant data variable is equal to await keyword, with response.json function. After this, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write data.message. If this condition true, then it will execute if block of code. And here, first we want to enable button, so here we have to write element variable dot disabled property is equal to false, so it will enable chat request button. After this, we want to change class name of chat request button, so here, we have to write element dot class list property dot add function, and under this, we have to write button success class. After this, we have to write element.classListProperty.remove function, and under this function, we have to write button primary class, so it will remove this class from this chat request button. Next we want to change button text, so here, we have to write element.innerHTML property is equal to data.message, so it will change button text, and here, our send request button is ready. Now we have goes to search user function, and here in chat request button, we have to write on click attribute is equal to send request function with two argument. In first argument, we have to write this, and second argument, we have to write data variable with count index.id variable, so when we have click on this button, then it will send chat request. Now we want to write back-end code for handle chat request. So we have to create collection with name like chat request in MongoDB Database. So here in model directory, we have create new file with name like chat request model file. Under this file, first we want to include mongoose library, so here we have to write constant mongoose variable is equal to require function with mongoose library name. After this, we want to add JA validation library, so here we have to write constant JA variable is equal to require function with JA library name. Now we have to define the schema for chat request collection. So here, we have to write constant chat request schema variable is equal to new mongoose.schema function, and under this, we have to define schema. So here, for store sender ID data, we have to write chat request sender ID, and in this field property, we have to write type, which is set to string, so it will store string data. And after this, we have to write required ASCII, and in value, we have to write true, that means this field value is required. After this, for store chat request receiver ID data, we have to write chat request receiver ID, and in this field property, we have to write type ASCII, and in value, we have to write string, so it will store string data. And after this, we have to write required ASCII, and in value, we have to write true, that means this field value is required. Next, for store chat request status data, so we have to write chat request status, and in this field property, we have to write type, which is set to string, so it will store string data. And after this, we have to write enum data type with array value like pending, accepted and rejected. After this, we have to write default property, which is set to pending, so by default, this value will store under this field. So after define schema for chat request collection, now we want to create model. So here, we have to write constant chat request variable is equal to mongoose.model function with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to write model name chat request, and second argument, we have to write schema name. So here, our model is ready. Now we want to export this model, so here we have to write module.exports is equal to model name chat request, so now we can use this model in other file. Now we have goes to server file, and here in header code, we want to include chat request model. So here, we have to write constant chat request variable is equal to require function. And under this function, we have to define path of chat request model file. Now under this file, here we have to write app.post method with 2 parameter. In first parameter, we have to write routes name like /send request, and in second parameter, we have to write asynchronous callback function with 2 argument like request and response variable. Under this, first we have to write constant receiver user ID, and sender user ID variable is equal to request.body, so here, we have stored data under this local variable. Next we have to create new chat request object, so here we have to write constant new chat request variable is equal to new chat request model. Under this, in first key, we have to write chat request sender ID, and in value, we have to write sender user ID variable. In second key, we have to write chat request receive user ID, and in value, we have to write receiver user ID. After define data, in chat request model, now we want to save chat request data into database. So here, we have to write await keyword with new chat request variable.save function. So it will save chat request data under database, and after this, we want to send success response to the client. So here, we have to write response.status function with 200 status code. And after this, we have to write JSON function, and under this, we have to write message as key, and in value, we have to write success message like request send. So here, this data will send to client after request successfully send. So here our code is ready. And now in terminal window, we have to run node server.js command, which will start node server. So friends, here on web page, we have already logged into this chat application. Now for search new user for send chat request, so here in search box, we have type username. After type username, here below this search box, filter user data has been fetched from database, and display here. And here, in user data, we can see that connect button has been created, and now we want to send chat request to this user. So here, we have click on this button, and after click on this button, here we can see that chat request has been sent to particular user, and here button text has been changed to request send. So in this part, we have learned how to send chat request to user under this Node chat application. In next part, we will show you at receive user side, we will show you how display chat request data under notification area. So we will be meet in next part.